Why, hello everyone, and welcome to the Truly Odd podcast, where we bring you the latest in game news and movie news. I am your host, Joe Garcia. So grab your controllers, get your popcorn, and let's dive right on in. Starting with our game news topics of the day. The PlayStation Plus April games have been announced, and they are RoboCop, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Digimon Cyber Sleuth. If you haven't played these games, I haven't played them either. I've been looking forward to checking out RoboCop myself. But if you really want a breakdown of each individual game, I highly recommend you guys check out this YouTube channel called JLaz024. The host is Laz, and he really does an awesome breakdown of each individual game, how they play, and what they are about. I highly recommend you guys check out his video. I will have it in the description down below. I just loved the way he scripted everything out and broke it down for us, each individual game. But for me personally, I'm going to be checking out the RoboCop game. I wanted to check it out when it was initially announced, but I didn't end up liking the way it was looking. But after seeing some updates and some things from the game recently, it definitely caught my interest, and I was considering purchasing it. So I'm very happy this ended up being a PlayStation Plus game. And I think that's one of the great benefits of being a PlayStation Plus member is these three games. You know, some months are not so good, but some months really hit, and I think this is one of those months. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre also looks pretty interesting, but you guys know me in horror games. I do not play them because I am a chicken shit. But if you guys are interested in horror games, that might be one you guys want to check out. But yeah, go ahead and support Laz and show him some love, guys. Let him know what you think about his video. I will have it in the description. Moving on to our next topic, it looks like the gameplay trailer, or the official gameplay trailer for Tainted, Grail, Fall of Avalon has dropped. Now, this game is supposed to be coming out in Q2 of 2025, and apparently there is a demo available on PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam right now. Now, I checked out the gameplay trailer and the cinematic trailer. I only have the gameplay trailer listed below because that's personally what I'm mostly interested in. And this seems to be a Skyrim-esque first-person game. It seems pretty interesting. It's probably going to check out the demo this weekend when I get some time, and let you guys know what I think about the demo and if it's a game that we can possibly all take a look at later on when it is released in Q2 of 2025. Moving on to our next topic. So, if you've never heard of GameInformer, GameInformer is one of the, I want to say, pioneers of gaming news and information from when I was younger. A lot of millennials and people of my age, in their 30s and so, grew up on GameInformer. That's where they got most of their gaming news and information growing up. And so it has finally returned after a tease that they released about a week ago. It has finally come up, and things are looking awesome. Now, they haven't updated a lot. You still see barely news information that they're releasing, but it looks like we're still going to be able to enjoy a lot of the stuff that they offer. I think they're going to be bringing back the magazine as well, but GameInformer is back, and that is where I'm going to be grabbing most of my movie news, because I was actually hoping when I started this podcast that GameInformer would be my go-to for news sources, but when I went to the website, it was down, and I had no idea GameInformer was not even available anymore. So I'm very happy that going into continuing with this podcast, that is something that I will be able to utilize. I'm probably going to subscribe to their newsletter as well, which will help us stay up to date on news information. And that's what the next two topics are: some GameInformer news and some interesting topics we have to discuss. So our next topic is United Videogame Workers. CWA is the first video game industry union. So, if you have not heard, the video game industry does not have a unionization like the film industry and like the teachers or anything like that. It is one of the only companies, or one of the only entertainment type of companies, that is not unionized. So, it's very interesting that they have announced this coming out of, I believe it's GDC. Want to make sure. Oh yeah, GDC, and they have announced that they are going to be trying to get a petition signed to unionize for video game workers. Now, this comes to us because in the past 2 years since COVID, there have been lots and lots of layoffs, and that's just been the way of the industry for quite some time. And with that, a lot of people lose medical stuff. They don't get their paid time off when they get laid off. They don't get like a lot of certain benefits that a lot of studios get. They don't even get pre-notification for layoffs. It just happens randomly when no one's expecting it. So this is going to be very interesting what they plan on implementing. I have a list here. If you want, you can go to their website. I have a description and link down below that'll take you to the article describing what the video game union will be. So if you guys are interested and you're part of the video game industry and you want to be part of the union, you might want to take a look in their information. So the article will provide at the bottom a visit to their website, which is UVW UVW, it's not slash, dash, UVW-CWA.org. And here's some of the things that they list off that they want to work on for the industry and for video game workers. It says, stand with video game workers to demand dignity and job security for all. Enough is enough. It's time for employers to put people over profits. We demand. So here are some of the topics that they are going to be working towards providing for people in the industry. Substantial growth instead of short-term boom and boost hiring cycles. Advance notice for layoffs. Pay time off following layoffs. Improves severance pay or packages. Extended health insurance covering for layoff workers. Recall rights. Those who are let go get priority when the company starts hiring again. Worker control over decisions to use generative AI. So a lot of the issues that have been plaguing a lot of the movie industry and a lot of the game industry, it looks like they are trying to get this settled. And I think it's good. I think the video game industry should have been unionized quite some time. Now, I'm curious how they're going to break it down. I'm wondering if it's going to be like video game industry wide. If you're in the video game industry as QA, developers, producers, you can join this union. Or if they're going to eventually break it down kind of how they have the directors union, the actors union, I think they have other unions for the film industry. So I'm very curious how they're going to break this down eventually. But I think right now, initially, this is just for anyone in the video game industry. So let me know. I work in the video game industry, so I'm definitely probably going to be throwing my hat in the ring here and seeing what comes of this union. But let me know what you guys think. Are you excited for the video game industry to unionize? Do you think this is a bad idea for the video game industry? Let me know what you all think in the comments down below. Moving on to our next topic, 2025 GDC Awards were just shown, and that's where they announced the union. And we're going to go through the list of award-winning games for GDC. Starting here with, actually, I would like to start, they did a Pioneer Award for Sam Lake. Now, I don't know who this is, but I guess he's worked on some stuff, so props to Sam Lake for his Pioneer. Oh, no, sorry, that was a Lifetime Achievement Award went to Sam Lake. The Pioneer Award went to Lucas Pope, which I don't know who any of these people are, but congratulations to them. The winner of the Audience Award went to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And we got the Social Impact Award went to Life is Strange Double Exposure. And moving to more bigger awards. Innovative Award went to Balatro. Forgive me if I'm saying that wrong. Best Visual Art went to Black Myth Wukong. Best Technology went to Astrobot. Best Narrative went to Metaphor Refantasio. Forgive me if I'm saying that wrong. That's a hard thing to pronounce. Best Design went to Balatro, which I hope I'm pronouncing right because this won a lot of awards. It also won Best Debut for a game. Best Audio went to Astrobot. And Game of the Year went to Balatro. Now, the list of the nominees for Game of the Year were Astrobot, Black Myth Wukong, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Helldivers 2, and there it is again, Metaphoro Refantasio. I personally think this award should have gone to Black Myth Wukong or Astrobot. Those games were absolutely phenomenal. Now, in Balatrio's offense, I have not played it, so I might have to take a look since it won Game of the Year and a lot of different accolades from this award show. Now, the Game of the Year awards, I think probably GDC awards are probably more higher end, I guess you can say, as far as awards are concerned, but we'll have to wait and see when the Game of the Year comes out next year, because I'm very curious which award show is better. But let me know what you guys think. Do you prefer the GDC Awards or do you prefer Game of the Year? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And that does it for our game news topics of the day. Moving on to movie news. The Rust official trailer has dropped. Now, if you guys haven't heard, back in October 21st, 2021, there was a tragedy on the set of Rust where a gun went off when there should have been no live ammo on the set of Rust, and we lost the life of the cinematographer for the movie Rust. And I guess they, after all the legal drama and all the investigations, they ended up going to reshoot the film with the woman that passed away. Her husband came on as a producer because I'm sure she was very passionate about the project and wanted it to see the light of day. And I'm hoping a lot of her work shows now. I don't know how far along the Rust movie was in production when this tragedy happened, so I'm hoping a lot of her work shows brightly in this movie, as she was a cinematographer, so she's one of the key important aspects of the visuals for this film. So sad to see her go, but very happy that her work continues to move forward, and I guarantee they're going to be doing a lovely dedication to her at the end of this film. But yeah, the Rust trailer is out, and honestly, I initially thought this was going to be, a very bad movie, B flick and stuff like that, but the trailer wasn't too bad. I'll have a link to it in the description down below, so go ahead and take a look at it. Let me know what you guys think of the Rust trailer. And will you guys be watching it, or is the tragedy and kind of the bad mumbo jumbo on this movie kind of throwing you guys off? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Moving on to our next topic. A Ronnie Spector biopic is being directed by Barry Jenkins and starring Zendaya. Now, if you don't know who Ronnie Spector is, she is the lovely voice behind Be My Baby from the Ronettas, I believe it is. And yeah, she is a lovely singer. She has a lot of hits out there. If you haven't heard of her name, I guarantee you've heard her voice. So I highly recommend you guys look her up and listen to some of her greatest hits. She has some lovely music. But yeah, I think this is great. Barry Jenkins is a phenomenal director. And if you don't know what he has worked on, let me pull up his IMDb so you guys can know what some of the things that he has worked on. Let me see here. 1 second, guys. I should have had this pulled up, but I just thought about doing it right now. So forgive me. He directed the Best Picture Moonlight, which was phenomenal. It won the Best Picture over La La Land, if you guys remember that drama when that occurred during the Oscar season that year. He's also directed the Mufasa the Lion King movie, which just was released. Now, and I don't think that was the best movie, but a lot of people really enjoyed that movie. He also directed If Beale Street Could Talk, which is a good movie as well. And yeah, he's just a phenomenal director. He's a Best Picture director as well. So I'm excited to see what he ends up doing with this biopic. And Zendaya's phenomenal. I'm sure she's going to be doing a lot of the singing on her own, and she's a great actress, and she's really come through in her career and really shown us what she can do. So this is some exciting news. Looking forward to seeing how this biopic takes the industry by storm, if they end up getting it off the ground. Again, this is early talks, so casting can change, directors can change. It all depends on what's going on the back end with this pre-production. But it's an exciting biopic to look forward to. Moving on to our next topic. It looks like a 5-minute preview of the Superman movie will be playing before Minecraft in Thailand theaters. Now, this is very interesting. I'm not sure if this is going to come to the US when Minecraft is released, but 5 minutes of footage, and I'm thinking this 5 minutes of footage is going to be what they're going to show at CinemaCon. Now, there were some rumors that they might be showing the full movie at CinemaCon to the theater owners next week, but I'm thinking they're probably just going to show this 5-minute trailer. And once this is released in Thailand before the Minecraft movie, it's bound to be, it's just nothing but time before it reaches online. So we'll probably all eventually be getting this on YouTube, a 5-minute look at the Superman movie. And I think this is exciting, and I think this is great because Minecraft is definitely going to need the viewership numbers, and I think this 5-minute preview may be good for the movie release, because I know that not a lot of people are excited for the Minecraft movie. Now, Minecraft is going to be dropping on April 4th, so we're going to be seeing that really soon. Let me know what you guys think. Are you excited to see the first 5 minute footage of Superman? Me, I'm very much looking forward to it, and hopefully it pans out and looks really, really good. Moving on to our next topic, and probably the most exciting news of today. Avengers Doomsday casting announcement has been revealed. Now, they were doing a live stream showing like a 5 hour thing, and I know that that's now been cut to just, going over the chair. And of course, with the casting announcement, has some very, very, very exciting news. I will break down the casting right now. We have, of course, Robert Downey Jr. playing Doctor Doom. We have Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic. We have the return of Channing Tatum as Gambit from Deadpool and Wolverine. And some of the most exciting casting announcement, in my opinion, we have James Marsden as Cyclops returning from the Fox X-Men movies. We have also Rebecca Romijn as Mystique returning from the Fox X-Men movies. And one of the most exciting, in my opinion, Alan Cummings, Nightcrawler, returning from the X-Men movies. And of course, you can't make a X-Men movie without Ian McKellen's Magneto. How exciting. I cannot wait to see them in this movie. We also have Patrick Stewart returning as Charles Xavier. We have Loki making his return with Tom Hiddleston. We have Ghost making an appearance by Hannah John Kamen. We have the return of M'Baku by Winston Duke. David Harbour, the Red Guardian, is going to be in this. Joseph Quinn, Johnny Storm. Danny Ramirez as the new Falcon. If you haven't seen Captain America, Brave New World, he is our new Falcon. And we have Louis Pullman as Sentry. He hasn't been introduced, but we're going to be seeing him in the Thunderbolts. We have the return of Kelsey Grammer as Beast. Eben Moss-Baccarat as the Thing or Ben Grimm. Letitia Wright as Shuri or the new Black Panther. Sebastian Stan as Bucky Barnes. Simu Liu as Shang-Chi. And forgive me, I'm going to pronounce his name very much incorrectly, but Tenoch Hirota Mihio. Forgive me, I'm saying that horribly wrong, and I'm Spanish. He is Namor from Black Panther 2. Yeah, that's exciting that he's going to be making his return. I've been looking forward to his character. Wyatt Russell as John Walker or U.S. Agent. Florence Pugh as Yelena Belova. Paul Rudd as Ant-Man. Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm. Anthony Mackie as Captain America. And Chris Hemsworth as Thor. Now, we kind of figured there were going to be some of the main cast as Anthony Mackie, probably the Fantastic Four, Vanessa Kirby, but the big announcement are these X-Men characters. I was not expecting to see Ian McKellen returning, Alan Cummings, or James Marsden. Now, I'm hoping that they do them justice. I think James Marsden was definitely underutilized as Cyclops in the original X-Men movie, so I'm going to be very excited for him to get his highlight and him showing into this movie. What an exciting time to be an MCU fan. The MCU has been lackluster with their last couple films, and things haven't been looking good for them lately. But this casting news, I know a lot of people in the world are very excited right now and very much looking forward to the first trailer of this movie. I'm super, super excited, and I can't wait to see if this is the cast that they've announced so far. Now, I'm sure that there's going to be other cameos and other castings in this movie, but if this is the cast that they have thus far, I can't even imagine what Secret Wars is going to end up looking like when that is released. But let me know what you guys think. Are you excited for these casting announcements like I am? Tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. And also, who else are you expecting to see? Me? I personally think we're going to also be seeing either Hugh Jackman or Deadpool at some point in this movie. That's my hope. But who knows? Maybe they're going to hold them off till Secret Wars. We'll see what happens. Moving on to our last topic of the day. It looks like Snow White has more and more drama as the days go on, as one of the producer's son has stated in a podcast that Rachel Zegler hurt the film and she's quite immature. Now, you can read the article down below. They have more of what he actually said. But to summarize, he was essentially talking about how a lot of people online were, blaming his father as producer, and as a son, of course, you want to protect your dad. And he said other things regarding the Rachel Zegler and how she's narcissism is not something that they can encourage, essentially. And you have to like nip that in the bud. And just a lot of drama going on with this movie after it's been released, and it released lower than I think any other live action Disney film. So there's just a lot of hot heads going around right now. But I mean, tend to agree with what his comments are. It's not really, well, it's not just Rachel Zegler. There's a lot of other things: the Free Palestine, the political aspect of everything going on with, some people like Rachel Zegler saying Free Palestine and Gal Gadot being Israeli. Things like that. There's just so much drama behind that, and a lot of people were turned off by the movie, I'm sure. And on top of that, the movie not being a great movie as it is, and just coming out and being a bit of a flop makes a lot of sense. The casting was controversial when it was first announced because, Rachel Zegler's Hispanic and Snow White's typically played by a white girl, skin as white as snow, so that makes a lot of sense that, this movie was just failed from the start. And honestly, this movie's budget was crazy ridiculous. It was $270 million, and I think it currently is sitting at like 87 million or $87.3 million. So it's crazy numbers that they spent on this movie. This movie should not have cost this much money. You can make a great Snow White movie for I think $50 to $60 million with a great cast, great batch characters, and great visuals, but they really wanted to go with the CGI route and going above and beyond. And honestly, after watching this movie, I do not see $270 million on screen, even with the reshoots. Let's say it was even a quarter of the budget. I do not see $200 million in this film. It just makes zero sense, in my opinion. People were paid way too much for this damn movie. But I'm hoping that we no longer talk about the drama going on with Snow White. I'm going to be trying to avoid it, but sometimes giving you guys the news and the information of what's going on with movies is what I want to provide, even if it causes some drama. But if it's most drama I can avoid, that's what we'll do. But this Snow White stuff has gone crazy, so I just definitely want to let you guys know that it still continues, even though the movie has been released. And that's a wrap for today's episode of the Truly Odd Podcast. So thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you all next time. Until then, remember, stay true, be odd.